All right, and welcome into the Betting Pros College Football Show. It's our Parlays of Week 2 episode, a new addition to our programming for y'all this season, where we'll give you our top multi-leg parlays for the weekend action ahead. We'll also be tracking the results so we can share the ups and the downs with all of you, the Betting Pros family. I'm your host, Seth Woolcock, joined again by my ride or die, Scott Bogman and Terrell Furman Jr. And before we jump into this week's picks, let's recap last week's parlays. Terrell, after a hot start to the season, you had not only one, but two legs fail to come through for you. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, I mean, the Georgia Tech and Colorado fiasco of Colorado losing that cover in the last second was really just completely unfortunate. And then you go back and, I mean, what am I supposed to say about UNC? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Much energy, all the energy that Utah gave UCLA, I got it right back in the UNC game. And that sucks because I bet my legs individually. So I like to bet my legs individually. Same. And then also bet the parlay. And so 2-1 on the losses there, not good. But I think we can bounce back. And plus, everybody's got to understand, Utah is not the team to play with this year.
Yeah, we talked about that on the early lines and predictions show this week. You were dead on the Utah Utes. They looked phenomenal. Boggs, also another week for you not coming through on the parlays. What happened to you in week number 1?
Process over results. I will say my guy Dan hit me up on Twitter, won a bunch of money on the Arizona side of this parlay.
Let's go,
Arizona
Dan.
minus 17.5. But Indiana did not come through for me, and we talked about it on Monday, Seth. It was one of the most frustrating early season things this year for me. This game, if you look at the line, you take away those Colton Joseph runs, which you can't. He had great runs. They were both long touchdown runs, 75 and 79 yards. But if you take that away, they're under 200 total yards. Indiana held the ball for over 40 minutes in this game. They had over 500 yards. They just let two big broken plays up. So didn't get that side, but the Arizona side hit easy. So that's why I missed the parlays, and that's why Vegas builds gigantic buildings every single year.
Absolutely. And I was right there with you, boys. Hit leg 1 on Thursday. Felt great about Buffalo and Minnesota on that all under. Could have just taken the regular under. No points were put up there in Minneapolis. Leg 2 and leg 3, though. Well, I mean, one, I had the Alabama alt spread, minus 9.5 against Florida State. I could have taken an alt spread of plus 100, and I don't know if that would have even covered, man. It was a tough scene out there. Shout out to Florida State. Not only did their fans show up, but Tommy Castellanos and that new look Florida State Seminoles team looked fantastic. And Notre Dame money line against Miami. I think I got a little too confident in last year's results.
Cristobal did his best. Cristobal did his best. Like, it's literally Cristobal did his best in everything that he was going to do to try to give up that game. And it just so happens that they ended up with the field goal at the end of the game to win it.
Yeah.
No, there was nothing wrong with the Notre Dame.
I was like, here we go with Mario. I was assuming they were going to blow that game, and they did.
No,
so
it's not close. That's not on you. Maybe you were wrong about the Alabama play because I was wrong about that too. But the Notre Dame game was not on you.
All right, well, guys, we're going to keep swinging here because that's what we do at Betting Pros. Terrell, go ahead and start us off. You're still in the lead on the scoreboard. Can you get back in the win column this week? And if so, what are the plays?
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be back in the win column because I'm taking a horrible quarterback. But, I mean, the spot and the situation, it just makes so much sense. And I can't believe I'm putting myself through this, but give me Kentucky plus 10. Calzada sucks. I understand that. But you have Austin Simmons, the freshman, who is going out playing his first road start in SEC country. The defense for Kentucky absolutely dominates this game. And I think that they're going to be great. I think that's going to be a big reason why they're not going to be able to pull away from this Kentucky team. Now, do they kind of figure it out in the second half and maybe Calzada gives them a break with the interception or two that puts them in good field position? They can get a score? Yes. But ultimately, I think Kentucky is good enough running the ball and the defense is good enough that they're going to own time of possession. They're going to muck up this game and it's going to look really, really ugly. Interceptions and turnovers on both sides of the ball. And we'll have a 7-point game. So give me Kentucky plus 10. Then I'm going to take it to the border war Kansas versus Mizzou, and give me Kansas plus the points because we got a rivalry game here. I'm taking the points. Of course, I love the quarterback on that side of ball with Daniels in Kansas. I think he's the better quarterback. Slight concern about the Kansas defense, but I think Daniels is just an absolute gamer, and Lance Leopold coaches up such a good team. So I think that they're going to absolutely storm here, and we could see some upset watch here. Might be able to see Kansas win this game outright. They did play a lot of close games last year. I think they're going to play a close game here and maybe get the win this time. So I like Kansas in a close game yet again, plus 6.5. And then, well, Seth, you're going to like this. Give me the Toledo Rockets. Laying 7. Laying 7 is Toledo here going up against WKU. I am not a believer in the WKU team. They were playing with their food for a little bit too long with Sam Houston State, whose quarterback struggles to throw a forward pass. And then, Toledo covered that game against Kentucky on the road. Now they're back here at home. Gleason should feel more comfortable playing behind the home crowd here. And so I think that he's not going to screw us out of this one. I like Toledo laying the 7. You add that all together. Kentucky plus 10, Kansas plus 6.5, Toledo minus 7. And that's going to get you plus 605.
Ooh, all right. So over 6-1 is Terrell's parlay for week 2. And before we get to Boggs and I's plays, I just wanted to remind everyone that you can score 6 months of BettingPros Premium for free. Just make a deposit and place your wager at a partner sportsbook. Premium gives you access to Sharp AI, our betting systems, the prop bet cheat sheet, and the same game parlay builder. All the tools you need to become a better, smarter, better today. Claim your upgrade now at bettingpros.com/premium. Bogman, we got to get on the board here. It's week 2, really week 3 for us. Where are we going here?
I'm going to do a 3-leg. I've been doing 2 legs, but we'll go 3 here. First of all, my favorite bet of the week is Florida and USF under 56.5. I pointed out that I think Florida's a much better roster, but USF has played close in these SEC games against Alabama last couple years, and Golish, one of the best second half adjustment coaches in the league, in the country, excuse me. So I just think that this game goes under. Florida, even if they get a lead, I think they lean on it because they're playing LSU next week. So I think they stay vanilla and boring and just grind out the second half.
Sure.
So I don't really like a side, but I like the under 56.5. I'm going to pair that with 2 other games. I'm going to be on the opposite side of Terrell, kind of. I'm going to take Missouri in the border war, but I'm going to take them on the money line so we can still thread that needle if this game is really close.
Okay.
But I don't want to lay points because this game is a very good game. So I'll go Missouri on the money line, but I'll lay the points for Illinois against Duke on the road. I just think that Illinois' roster is so much better. I think there's a big mismatch here for their defense versus Duke's offense, even with Mensa. So I think Illinois goes on the road and can beat Duke. So Illinois minus 3, Missouri money line, Florida USF under 56.5 will net you plus 410. So that's what we're going with this week.
Okay. I also have a 3-legger for the people, and it's starting right down there in Lexington. Ole Miss versus Kentucky. Give me the under 50.5 points, up minus 105 right now at FanDuel. The last 2 matchups between these SEC rivals, they've averaged just 39 points. And that was in games where we had Jackson Dart at the helm. Quinshaw Judkins was in the backfield for one of those. Trey Harris, a lot of really high-powered offensive weapons. We don't have those same pieces in place here. And, for all the love we're giving Toledo, Kentucky still gets credit for at least running the ball last week very well. They forced some turnovers of Tucker Gleason, both through the air and on downs. And Kroger Field will be rocking once again. I think Austin Simmons, the hype is well justified, but just like we saw Arch Manning and all these first-year quarterbacks kind of start out a little bit slow and sluggish in a road environment, I think Simmons could have the same thing this week against an SEC opponent. I'm also taking the Michigan versus Oklahoma, all under 50.5. This just feels like a very, very clean one for me. True freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood. I get all the hype around him. He's definitely an upgrade over what Michigan had last year, but they're still playing an SEC defense on the road. And in one game last year where John Mateer, the highly touted transfer quarterback for OU, played a Big Ten or an SEC defense last year, it was Washington, which, again, I don't know if we can really count that as a Big Ten team, but he scored 24 points in that game. So give me the under there, and then I'll round it out here with a little West Virginia money line, minus 154 against the Ohio Bobcats. The only game I hit last week in my parlay was a matchup that included a MAC team, so I'm going back in on it this week. Give me Rich Rod to beat this Ohio Bobcats team. Last year, even after he left Jacksonville State, his team took Ohio down to the wire, losing 27-30 in a bowl game. Ohio lost their 1,200-yard receiver, Coleman Owen, and they also lost their 1,200-yard rusher, Anthony Tyus. Tim Albin, he's gone from Ohio, the great head coach. Brian Smith has taken over, and even with Albin, Ohio was 0-2 last year in games against Power 4 schools, losing by an average of 25.5 points. Those opponents, Syracuse, and yes, Kentucky. So Ohio gave up 399 total yards, 34 points to Rutgers last week. They were 5 for 5 on fourth down, were the Scarlet Knights. Meanwhile, WVU, it was against Robert Morris, but over 600 yards of offense. Jaheim White is a great running back in the backfield there. And veteran quarterback Nico Marchiol here as well. He's had 4 years in this program. Hasn't seen a lot of action, but at the same time, I think it's just too much in a game that they don't have to travel for at all. It's just a 2.5-hour bus ride for the Mountaineers. I think they get it done once again over the Bobcats. So total odds for this, again, we're going with the WVU money line -154, the Michigan Oklahoma all under 50.5, and then also that Ole Miss versus Kentucky under 50.5. That's going to come together to give us plus 395, boys and girls. So that is going to do it for us on this episode of the Betting Pros College Football Show. Good luck to everyone out there who's placing some parlays this week. Again, let's continue to be careful with the unit allocation that we are dedicating towards these, but have fun with it. Let us know down below in your comments your favorite week 2 parlays and which one of us you're tailing or fading. And while you're here, please make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you're new. For my friend Scott Bogman and Terrell Furman Jr., I'm Seth Woolcock. Take care, y'all.